Hi Stampin' friends! Tonight we're using the Hippo Happiness set. It comes with a lot of cute little sayings, kind of punny sayings, and a hippo, a unicorn, and some little lambs or ewes. It has a butterfly, and these are two-step stamping. So you can do this with your Stamparatus. Gosh, yes, that's what I mean. You can do it with your Stamparatus, or you can use blocks. Tonight I'm going to use blocks because I'm thinking if you were trying to make several of these little kid cards, you might want it to be fairly quick. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Then it has Hippo Birthday, just fluttering by just to say hi. You are special. So there's some cute ones like that. So what we're going to do is make 2 cards, and then I'm going to do the mystery stamping right after that. So, and it'll actually use this set as well. I'm also using a couple of things from the catalog. I'm using some paper that is with the Playful Patterns 6x6 Designer Series paper pack. And that is the paper that I'll be using on all of the cards tonight. So if you love it, let me know and I will get you some. Or order it yourself if you're a demonstrator. Okay, I'm going to start out. I'm using a Purple Posy card base. And the back side of this could be very cute as well. It's hard to decide sometimes. This is kind of a cute little Purple Posy background with some, to me, it's Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy and White polka dot, but I think I'm going to use the stripes because I think I like the way that the stripe is just kind of peppy. So I'm just going to get out my little cutter, and needs to be, oh, I should have done this a little differently. When you're doing something like this and you know what size you want the paper, but your paper doesn't extend, your cutter doesn't extend over here, you can always line this up like this and just take a little nick with your fingernail. And then if your eyes are good enough, mine used to be, we'll see, oh yeah, I can see. Then you can just use it to make your cut on the paper. That makes sense. So then you can see here, that made a fine layer for my cutting. Then do the same thing here. I'm going to cut it at about 4 across. Let's see here, 4. Is that going to be? Yeah. Right here. And I'm going to save these little pieces because they might be cute in some other way on the card. I might want to use them as my layout or something like that because I am just going free and easy tonight, so we will just see how things turn out. The colors in this paper are Calypso Coral, the Coastal Cabana, which we're using on this card. It's also Bumblebee, which is kind of a darker yellow than we're used to sometimes. Then the Night of Navy, which I told you I think it's a little bit more of the Misty Moonlight color. Purple Posy, and then of course there's plenty of white in it. I may have gotten that one a little bit small. So when that happens, most people will never notice if you just tip off a little edge of your cardstock. Over here, maybe just about right there. Just take a little smidge off. Well, that did not want to cut, but I got it. Let's see what I think here. See if I think that was enough. Yeah, I think that was enough. I'm gonna get rid of the cardstock there. All right. So now I'm ready to kind of plan out my cards. I'm going to use, I'm going to do some stamping real quick just to show you and try to illustrate a point that I'm kind of trying to make on this. The easiest way to me to do this is to use the darkest color first, the color that you're going to stamp dark, and then use the lighter color next. So for these little lambs, you use the, what I consider like the insides of the ears. We'll do that first. And then we'll use the fluffy whole entire lamb second. This will make more sense whenever I'm finished here. So just gonna use my basic gray and stamp the dark piece. And then the next thing I wanna do, I'm using black. Now the Stampin' Up! Catalog used kind of just a darker color. They just used a darker shade of the same color, but I like the black because it really makes their little faces pop. But one problem that I noticed is that I had trouble getting too much ink on my stamp. So it might be best to go ahead and stamp your face on so that you don't waste any paper. So that's my suggestion for that. And then once you have the dark part stamped and the face stamped, then you go ahead and use your lighter, where is it? There we are. Lighter color, which in this case is Smoky Slate. So we're just going to ink that up. And then on the lamb, the reason I'm wanting to show you each one of these, I hope this isn't boring, but on the lamb, what I use to line up the lamb is I put the ear, the little dark ear piece inside each one of the ears. And that seemed to make it where my little lamb was lined up nicely. So let me show you that. Wow, it's kind of dark. I'm sorry. Shoot. Well, I hope you can see him. So that was how I did the lamb. I used the ears to line up, putting the lighter shade over the top, and that made it where it was lined up nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put the little lamb aside. And now, the next one I stamp is going to be the hippo. And on the hippo, it is the same thing. I'm going to start with the darker color, which is the majority of the little hippo. So it's his ears and that part of him. So I'm stamping that first. His ears and his little nostrils. So then once I've got that, I'm ready to use, that was Gorgeous Grape that I used for that. A lot of these I think I may have used the color that Stampin' Up! Used, but sometimes they use a color because it's kind of the best color. Okay. So now I'm using Highland Heather, which is a lighter purple. And again here, the main thing, you can get the ears and the little tail in the right place. But for me, the easiest thing to line up is to line up his muzzle, which would be right where his little nose starts here. Line that up right across the side, because that is where I was having trouble when I wasn't doing the dark first. I was getting this off a little right in here. So that was the easiest way to do that one, I thought. So let me get my hippo face. So again, I'm doing black. I'm just gonna try to line up. This is kind of interesting to line up as well. You kind of have to get your head over it. And he has eyes. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, he has eyes and he has nostrils and a mouth. So you line up his little nostrils with the nostrils on the stamp because they're purple, and then you just stamp. I kind of got a little off on that one, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's kind of, it kind of looks fine. I don't think anyone would mind that. So there's that one. And then I think probably the hardest one may be the unicorn. But I was able to do it, and if I can do it, you can do it too. So on the unicorn, I have Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana. So I used the Coastal Cabana second and well, I'm gonna have to find it. Let's see here. Here we are. And Bermuda Bay first. So I used Bermuda Bay to, whoopsie, got it on my hand. Wipe off, there we go. Don't want to get it all over my card. That's one thing. It's always good to take time to go ahead and clean up your hand, or have a wipe next to the table, or your purple Stampin' sponge thing, your little Stampin' scrub deal, because you don't want to ruin your card by not taking time to take care of that. Okay, so there's my Bermuda Bay. And then I'm going to just close that up. And I'm gonna go ahead and get my Coastal Cabana, and you could use, let's try it, because it just occurred to me, if it might look better if I used Pool Party. It might be lighter. So we can compare that to some ones that I did earlier and see if we think that this may actually not be dark enough. We may think it should have been darker. So here it is with the Pool Party. And on this one, the way I lined it up was I lined up his backside and his ears. So it seemed like that those were the most difficult part to get quite right. I don't think you can really tell a bit of difference actually between when I did the Pool Party and the Coastal Cabana. So that may not have been, I may not have cleaned this off either, so it may have been mostly Coastal Cabana. All right, so now I'm just gonna get my little unicorn face. I'm gonna ink that up with my black. And then again, we're lining up nostrils. Oddly enough, it is really kind of an interesting way that they did this so that we can stamp them in the right place. And then I'll show you how that went. There we go. There's the little nostrils. And then we just want to add our unicorn horn, which I think either the bumblebee could be cute, or there's a lot of different ways you could, it has a cutout to cut out the unicorn horn. So you may want to use a cutout for that. So here I am with this. I'm just gonna try to put it right on his little head. Get it just like that. There you can see that was really simple. I just kind of imagined where his horn might come out of his head and stuck it on there. So it's a little simplistic, but I think it's really fun. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and get started putting together my little cards. And I do have plenty of paper here so I can do my sentiments. So I think I will pop this one up on some glue dots. You know that's not what I meant. Dimensionals. So there we go. Might put one in the center. If I can get my fingers to work. There we go. All right. So I'm just gonna put that right on here. Now there's probably a lot of pretty paper that I could use for this. I mean, pretty ribbon that I could use on this paper, because we have this. So, you know, depending, if it's not for a little girl, you probably wouldn't want to honestly use any ribbon. But if your card should happen to be for a little girl, we have this gorgeous grape, Highland Heather, and Purple Posy. And I think that could be really cute on this card. Maybe even do it like this, make a little thing. Maybe that's too much stripes. Maybe it would have been better if I'd used the other side. So anyway, I was thinking I could mount this Purple Posy circle onto this gorgeous grape scalloped circle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use some dimensionals for that. Okay, so then I was imagining putting my little hippo on here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals under him or her, whatever they are. And this set does come with a little bow, so you can add a bow if you want. Make your little animal even cuter. Get girly. Okay, so now there I've put that on there. Now, it also comes with this little squiggle that I think makes kind of a cute and whimsical string to put a couple of balloons on. Okay, well, I don't care for that color of balloon on here, but maybe that one, and maybe a navy, and maybe a blue. I mean, you know what I'm saying, Purple Posy. Okay, so I have those three. Then I'm just gonna cut these probably in about half. That one there, I think I would cut that one a little longer so it can be the longer piece, just in case. So I'm gonna make it, I mean, they don't really have hands that they can use. So now the little U, so I'm just gonna use glue dots. I'm just gonna tuck this under because I think it'll be faster. I could put my mono multi with the green cap glue under there, but I think this will be faster. So, whoops, so I stuck it to myself. So I'm just gonna tuck that under there, and then two more. You can even wrap it around it. So that might make it stick to both sides. I think I'll put this in the middle. All right, now I'm ready to use dimensionals to stick these down. I need to kind of imagine where I'm gonna put my sentiment and where I'm gonna put everything else. I think I'm gonna use the Hip Hip Hooray sentiment, or maybe, well, I don't know, maybe Hippo Birthday. I think that could be really cute with the balloons. So I think I'll plan on it being down here. So I'll just stick my dimensionals here, here, and here, and then try to imagine where I want each balloon. Probably I want to put the balloons where they can look most bright. So like, I don't want to put the cabana on this cabana stripe, coastal cabana stripe. I think I will put the, yeah, there we go, Night of Navy on that one. And then I might put the coastal cabana over here on this one. And then I think I will put the, whoops, I should have done it where the string actually is. That's kind of looks a little better. But anyway, you get the idea. Kind of want the string coming out of the bottom of the balloon. Okay, so there you can see that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and plan what I'm gonna use for my sentiment. Just need to get here and get my Hippo Birthday. So, you know, you can always decide whether you want to use the same color as the stamp or as most of the ink on your page, or if you want to use black on same color of cardstock. So that can be kind of fun. All right, so I think that will be good. So let's try this on my white. Give that a try. Use my, I think the Highland Heather will be dark enough that we'll be able to see what it says. Use the Hippo Birthday. The back of my block. Right there. Well, maybe it's not dark enough. Maybe I better try the Gorgeous Grape. Let's see. There we are. Then I just need a little 2U. Oops. Oh, I actually don't think I needed the 2U for this card. I was thinking about using it on the other one. So I'll be ready when the time comes. There we are. Okay, so then I have my classic label punch. I'm just gonna punch out my Hippo Birthday. I think I kind of have a little bit of, well, I think that just, maybe that adds whimsy. My stamp may not be perfectly straight on my block. Something to kind of consider. There we go. Then I'm just gonna take my Hippo Birthday, put it right on here. Then if I decide it needs to pop a little more, use something like my tailored tag punch and put this under there. And I think that that really makes it kind of shine neatly. Anyway, that's what I think. Okay. So there we go. And I'm gonna just go down and remember the trick to twist off, because otherwise that thing can be pretty persnickety. Don't want that. Okay, there we are. Hippo Birthday. So then you can, there's so many places you could put this. You could tuck it under here like this. Let's see, let me turn it around. Sorry about that. You could tuck it around like this. You could put it down here as if it's kind of a little bit separate from the main image. I think I like it tucked up under like that. So I'm just gonna get some, actually first I'm gonna put under this, since I've decided that I do like where that is. I'm just gonna stick it down. And then I think I will put this under the layer. right here so that it's just kind of, well, I'm gonna have to look at it a little closer. There we are. Under the edge so that it really looks kind of together, like it's kind of a geometric kind of thing. Okay, so there we are. So fun, fun. Then the next card we're going to make, we'll use the unicorn. So what I did for the unicorn was make, oh, I just stuck my hand in the purple because that's what I do. Sorry about that. Okay. Y'all have seen hands being purple before, I know. So what I did for the unicorn, I planned to use, where did I put the paper that I was going to use for that? Fascinating. Well, I'll find, oh, here it is. There we are. Okay, so I was planning to use this paper on here, and then I always try to figure out whether I like to use the smaller edge on these or whether I like to use a slightly larger one. So on this one, I think I might like the larger one, so we'll consider for a minute. While I plan my unicorn, and then what I did on this, I cut out the little unicorn horn out of gold because I thought that kind of added a little fun to it. Then what I should have done was thought about putting a little more gold accents on there. I think that could be really fun to put like some of the new gold kind of shiny bling on the side there. I think that could be really cute. Okay, so this is this. I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. I'm going to use, this is kind of a little bit thicker designer series paper, so it's pretty easy to get it neat on there. I mean, it's not too thin, so it's not floppy when you use it on dimensionals. So don't worry about that. It hasn't been a problem for me. Because, I mean, it has in the past. I know sometimes it's not. It doesn't seem thick enough, but this is nice and thick. Okay. So I'm just going to set this on here. Try to get it even. Okay. Now, I think let's go ahead and put this on here. Remember to pull and then twist, and pull and then twist. I'm gonna mount this on here, like that. Okay, and then let's try to imagine what other kind of paper might look cute on here with this. Well, this is not the one I was imagining. I was imagining the one with the purple. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was imagining, with the purple polka dots on the back. So like this, you know, you can always just use whatever paper and mat this onto maybe the Calypso Coral. That could be pretty. So anyway, that's an option. And I might do that here in a minute. So now I want to get my sentiment. Oh, and I knocked some of my people in the floor. They're going to be sad. I'm going to have to pick them up. Okay. So this is slightly larger. This is when in doubt, be a unicorn. So what I have for this one is a stitched rectangle, and I want to use my Coastal Cabana. So I want it to be nice and bright. So let's see if I can get this stamped on here neatly. Always a challenge. So it is much easier now that we have the clear blocks than it ever was before though. So Stampin' Up's trying to help me out. It just doesn't always work. Oh, that worked great. Okay, so now I've done that. That away. So then this would also look nice with this scalloped edge around it, which I'll probably do later before I show you all. I think that would really add to the edge of that. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of Stampin' Steel because I can get that up later. I'm just going to go ahead and stick it down, and that will really, I think, make it pop. And then I'm probably going to put some under this as well. Oops. And twist. I'm not being all that careful with this since I'm planning to come back. Oh, these are not straight lines. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now under this, I'm going to put some dimensionals. There we go. Usually like to put 3. And since I'm going to be going back in here, I'm just going to pull off the thing off of one of them. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm ready to put dimensionals under my little unicorn. Okay, so now I'm just putting my little unicorn on here. And then I need my unicorn horn. So I'm just going to put a tiny dot of glue. Now, who believes this is going to come out? Yeah, not so much. I'll just get my paper piercer. Kind of get the gunk out of the inside. And then I don't want to hold it over the card at that point because you never know, sometimes it comes flying out. Okay, so I'm going to put a little more than I probably need. And then some tweezers could be good, but I just kind of usually use my fingernails. So I'm going to put this right where it looked like it was. All right, so there is your little unicorn, looking kind of fun. Of course, this will be cuter when I'm mad at everything later. So, but yeah, I just want to show you how cute that these little stamp guys are. Bye-bye. Happy stamping.